So this is my Grandpa Lasley's old sap house slash sugar shack. I believe that this was probably built in the 1950s, and it was used up until just a couple years before my grandpa passed away in 1996. A lot of maple syrup was made here, and the building is pretty dilapidated at this point. Currently, it's just being used as a catch-all storage. But you can see some of the remnants of some things here. Down there, that is essentially the boiler. That's where my grandpa would have all his wood burning. And right up here that's the big giant sap pan. And it's massive compared to compared to what I have. Yeah, this thing's just collecting junk. But my grandpa built this thing. He actually used, I believe that's hemlock posts from trees that he cut down for the roofing. He painted it silver. He really loved that silver paint when he discovered it. He used it on a lot of things. But essentially, he had a stick of some sort over here, and he would prop open the entire roof and let the steam go out. And that was the inspiration for what I did on my sugar shack, although my grandpa clearly did it way better than I did. But now, because this thing hasn't been used in almost 30 years, that the roof has been screwed down, just to prevent it from ripping off in a strong wind or something. But anyway, yeah, my hope is that one day I'll have time where I can come up here and revive this old sugar shack and do some serious maple sugaring here on the old 40 acres, which is just abundant with mature sugar maple trees. So I had actually thought that, well, I should say my plan was, when we were still here in Michigan, that eventually I'd get to the point where in retirement maybe I'd come up here each year and do the maple sugaring. But then we ended up moving down to North Carolina, and I discovered that I could do it there on my property. So that was really cool. But it's still a dream of mine to be able to come here and maybe completely restore this building and do annual maple sugaring in Michigan. The nice thing is that in Michigan it's a lot later than it is down in North Carolina, so I could still do my maple sugaring down in North Carolina in January, February, and then maybe in March, which is when it typically happens up here in Michigan, come up here and do it again, or do it with my grandpa's old boiling system in his old sap house. So hopefully I'll be able to do that someday.